Before you make any decision to continue to be angry or act out on your anger, before you make a decision to go down this rabbit hole of depression or act out on that, you need to consider the consequences of your actions. What's going on? What's happening, fellas? Let's get right into it, man. So, I had a subscriber on my channel who wanted to know how to control your emotions and have thick skin as a man. All right, fellas. Now, one of the facets of being a top tier man is being stoic and controlling your damn emotions. This is a topic that I'm very passionate about because most of my life I have been a hothead. All right, guys. So this video, I'm basically speaking from experience. Okay, guys. And I'm going to show you the things that I did through my journey to help me be able to control my emotions at the point that I am as a man. Okay, now as a man. Now, fellas, one thing I want to get you to understand is not having emotional control and being erratic and chaotic with your emotions. That is a feminine trait. Okay, fellas, I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care how many times people tell you to just display your emotions, show people how you feel, tell people how you feel, act on how you feel. This is propaganda. Okay, guys, as a man, it is never okay, okay, nor is it permissible as a man for you to just act on how you feel. Okay, guys, if you pay attention to men in all of history, okay, in any society, in any demographic, men who just act on how they feel, it always leads to bad things. Okay, guys, if you think of any men who just act on how they feel emotionally, whether it's a school shooter, whether it's a bomber, whether it's a man beating on his wife, okay, all of those are situations where men act on their emotions. Okay, and as a man, you have to understand acting out on your emotions, that is a female trait. Women and children act on their emotions. Okay, if a woman wants to cry, she's gonna cry. If a woman wants to start an argument, she's gonna start an argument. Yes, there may be some backlash for it, but they have an excuse. That's the difference between a man and a woman. When a man acts on his emotions, bad things usually happen. When a woman acts on her emotions, people usually excuse it. I'll give you a perfect example. In domestic violence cases, okay, when a man acts on his emotions and he decides to violently attack a woman, that will never end well. No matter where you are, no matter who you are, that will never end well. But there are times when women have acted out on their emotions violently and they didn't get nowhere close to the repercussions or consequences that the man does. Okay, guys, so this is one of the reasons why you have to control your emotions. But one of the ways to control your emotions as a man is to understand that it is a feminine trait. Okay, guys, if you're working on being a top tier man, if you're working on being the best version of yourself, and if you're working on being a masculine man, you have to control your emotions. This is not to say that you can't have emotions, because as a human being, it is natural to get upset, to get angry, to get sad, maybe have moments of depression. That is normal. But to outwardly act out on this and to not control these deep feelings that you have, that is feminine. Okay. And one thing that has helped me out in my journey of controlling my emotions is the power of not caring. All right, fellas, the power of not caring about things that don't matter. All right, as men, there are so many things that go on in our life. We got our job, we have our family, we have relationships, we have our health, money, bro. It's so many things, so many responsibilities that you have as a man. Okay, guys, and there are a lot of things that are going to take your attention and take your energy. But one thing you have to not let take your energy is things that don't matter and things that don't contribute to your life. All right, fellas, when I was younger, bro, everything used to piss me off. Everything used to bother me. There would be dumb things that used to irritate me, bro. And then as I got older, bro, closer to my 30s, I did a lot of reflecting and I started to understand that, bro, when you concern yourself with things that don't matter, okay, that is energy you're literally taking from yourself. Some things in life, most things in life, most people that you interact with, most situations that you end up being involved in, most conversations that you have with people, they literally do not matter. And I always got this saying, if it's not important, if it's not going to matter 5 years from now or 10 years from now, or if it's not directly affecting me and my life and the people that I love around me, it does not matter. Okay, it does not matter. What I've come to notice is the men who have the best lives and the men who are at peace the most is the men who understand the power of not caring. Okay, guys, not caring. A perfect scenario is, let's say you are arguing with a woman. Okay, guys, and this is what a lot of guys end up getting into. You're arguing with a woman, and then a woman says something either intentionally or unintentionally to either try to bash you, hurt your feelings, get on your nerves, annoy you, irritate you, make you feel less of a man. Okay, guys, this is not a situation where you react. Okay, guys, now obviously the woman is trying to get a reaction out of you, but you have to be stoic. Okay, yes, women love chaos. Yes, in that moment, she may rather you lash out on her because obviously there are some toxic women that like that energy. Okay, fellas, but as a man, you need to understand that negative consequences always come out that. You have to understand that in those type of situations, there is never a positive consequence. Okay, guys, the result of you lashing out on a woman or the result of you lashing out on another human being, the consequences are never positive. Okay, guys, they're never positive. They're always negative. And that's something that you have to think about before you make decisions and before you lose control of your emotions. Okay, what is going to be the result of me losing control of my emotions? What is going to be the result of me crying in front of my woman? What is going to be the result of me knocking this man out who disrespected me in public? What is going to be the result of me getting all depressed and having anxiety about things that don't matter? Okay, guys, the result is never positive. So that is something to consider before you make any decision to continue to be angry or act out on your anger. Before you make a decision to go down this rabbit hole of depression or act out on that, you need to consider the consequences of your actions. Okay, guys, if you don't pay attention to social media, if you don't pay attention to the news, there are many men who have been arrested, who have been killed, who have been canceled, shunned, all these things. Why? Because they cannot control their emotions. All right, fellas. So even in tense situations, even in situations where your emotional control is tested, you have to remain stoic. Okay, guys, and this is another strategy. If you want to control your emotions as a man, if you want to get better at being stoic, you need to intentionally put yourself in stressful situations. Okay, guys, this is practice, this is skill, this is learning, this is development. Intentionally put yourself in stressful situations where you know you're going to get emotional. Okay, guys, simple as that. And I love doing this, fellas. I love doing this. I used to be in the Navy. And one of the things that I went through in the Navy in boot camp is the gas chamber. Okay, guys, if anybody knows what the gas chamber is, you know that is probably one of the worst experiences that you can ever go through. Basically, what they do is they take all of the boot camp trainees. Okay, guys, it's about 50 of them at a time, and they put us in a room. Okay, a box room. It's a glass box room. All right, fellas. And we have these gas masks on. Every single person has gas masks on. All right, fellas. And it was very interesting because when I put my gas mask on and we're in the gas chamber, I'm like, okay, we're going to be good. We're going to be all right. Ain't nothing bad going to happen. All right. It's going to be a real calm event. We're going to have some gas flowing around us, but we got the gas mask on, so it's not bad. But once they turned the gas on, we were instructed to take our mask off. All right, guys. And at that moment, when they told us to take our mask off, I'm not gonna lie, G. Internally, I panicked. All right, I'm like, all right, so you basically telling me y'all just dropped some lethal gas in this room and I gotta take my mask off. At the moment, I really didn't understand the purpose of that training. Okay, guys. Yeah, I probably thought they want to simulate, you being in a room stuck in gas and you gotta, get yourself out of there, learn how to breathe. But the real purpose of that procedure and that training was for you to control your emotions in a state of stress. All right, guys, because when you got lethal gas around you, you can't breathe, bro. I'm talking about you got snot, tears coming out your face. Anytime you try to breathe or inhale, you're inhaling gas. All right, guys. And it's natural for you to inhale when you can't breathe, but you can't inhale because you got gas going all up in your nostrils and your system, G. And what I noticed, I would look around the room and I would see guys trying to get up out the room, guys breaking out. Everybody was tearing up because of the gas, but guys actually crying in the room, guys begging to get out. But there was a small contingent of men who were able to control their emotions and just ride it out, bro. We probably only were in there for about 15, 20 seconds, but that was like the longest 15 to 20 seconds ever, G, ever. All right, fellas. So, What that showed me is the more you're in stressful situations, the more you put yourself in those type of situations where your emotional control is tested, that is going to build your emotional control. If you live your whole life passively, okay, guys, and if you live your whole life, everything going your way, the moment something bad happens, the moment something goes against you, the moment you are tested, you're going to break. All right, fellas, you are going to break. That's why I always say the strongest men are the men that have gone through things. All right, fellas. So one of the best tips I can give you on controlling your emotions and having thick skin is to put yourself in situations intentionally that will test your thick skin, that will test your emotional control. Now, I'm gonna be honest. There are some things that you cannot control. All right, fellas. There's gonna be things that are gonna happen that are gonna make you mad, drive you crazy, stress you out that you can't control. But one of the things that you can control is the women that you deal with. Okay, guys, the women that you deal with on a day to day basis. And one of the best tips that I can give you on emotional control is do not deal with chaotic women. All right, fellas. Now, as I tell you guys all the time, women who are very feminine tend to have a lot of emotions. All right, guys, that is just natural. All right, the more feminine a woman is, the more estrogen she has, the more emotions she's gonna go through. All right, and the more different and variety of emotions she's gonna go through. All right, fellas, it is what it is. All right, women, that's just how they are. But at the end of the day, when you're dealing with a woman who is purposely creating drama nonstop, who is purposely trying to get on your nerves or purposely trying to irritate you, you need to get away from those women. All right, fellas. I will never permit or excuse domestic violence or anything like that. But I have seen good men end up losing their minds and going crazy over women that they weren't even supposed to be with. Okay, guys. Now, all of you guys have to admit, I don't care how much emotional control you have. At a certain point, if somebody keeps poking at you, or if somebody's putting their hands on you, or if somebody is pushing you to that limit, at some point you're gonna snap. All right, you're gonna snap. I don't care how much emotional control you have. You are a human being. You're gonna snap. So you have to understand this. Okay, guys, you have to understand this, and you have to know what type of woman you can have in your life and what type of woman you can't have in your life. All right, fellas, I'm telling you, G, I've seen many men go down, bro, go down, whether get arrested, whether lose their life, lose their job, lose all opportunities because of a woman. And women can do a great job at pissing you off. Okay, guys, especially if it's your woman. She knows what can push your buttons. She knows what can tip you over that edge and make you go crazy and probably probably put your hands on her. And I want to let you know, guys, there are some women who like when you put your hands on them, who like when you go crazy on them. I don't know if it turns them on. I don't know if it's like a deep down fetish. I don't know what it is, G, but there are some women who like that stuff. You cannot involve yourself with those women because until you get to that point where you're over the edge, or until you get to that point to where you want to knock her upside her head, bro, she's not gonna stop. Okay, she's gonna push you to that point till you get like that. All right, fellas. I'm telling you this from experience, G. Do not deal with these type of women. Okay, fellas. Too many men. All right, I'm gonna just keep it G. Too many men have went down and gone to jail for domestic violence charges, and I'm not saying this because of the woman, because you have control over your body and your actions and who you don't put your hands on. All right, fellas. But you have to understand, if you surrounding yourself with negative people, if you surrounding yourself with chaotic people, all right, fellas, it's going to be very hard to keep control of your emotions. So the best thing to do is just to not surround yourself around people like that. All right, guys. The truth of the matter is sometimes your girl is going to get on your nerves. All right, fellas, and that's why you have to control your emotions and understand that she's just gonna get on your nerves. But if you have a chick that is purposely doing things, maybe she's putting her hands on you, maybe she's outwardly disrespecting you nonstop. All right, guys, whatever the situation is, you need to remove yourself from that woman. G, I am telling you, if you end up getting in trouble for any of these things I'm talking about, G, remember your brother KD told you. All right, fellas, beware of the, and not just women, fellas, people, period, men too. All right, men too. There are some men who will push your buttons to the point where you want to knock them out and then get a charge. That's for the birds, G. The last thing I want to talk about today, guys, is having confidence in yourself. When you have confidence in yourself, I'm not gonna say it's not possible to lose control, and I'm not gonna say like you become bulletproof when you have confidence. But the more confidence that you have, the less likely it is for you to lose control of your emotions and have soft skin. All right, guys. A lot of guys don't have confidence in themselves. So everything people say, everything people do affects them. All right, fellas, you cannot be like this. There are going to be many things day to day that will affect you, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. All right, whether you're an innocent bystander or you're right in the mix, shit will happen. Bad shit will happen. Inconveniences are going to happen. People are going to piss you off. People are going to cut you off in traffic. People are going to ignore you. People are going to disrespect you. But as a man, you must control your damn emotions, fellas. 100%, no circumstance should you lose control of your emotions, should you lose your temper. All right, fellas, under no circumstance. It is your job as a man to remain stoic. As one of the downsides of being a man. All right, guys, you have to remain stoic in certain situations. I think women got it easy, G, because sometimes they can lash out. They can crash out over dumb shit and not get half the consequences that men are going to get. But as a man, you do not have that luxury. Sorry, fellas, you don't have that luxury. You do not have that luxury to act out on your emotions. So if you want to know more about how to deal with haters, guys, go check this video out. All right, fellas, I appreciate you guys again for tuning in. It's your boy KD. We out of here, baby.